30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Clutch the Entertainment here, back with another video. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Houston Texans. And I'm just going to be talking about, like, their draft position right now and what exactly they could do. So right now, currently, they have the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. So for the second round, that would translate to the number 37 pick. And in the first round, obviously, will be the second pick. I'm going to be talking about, like, the first 2 rounds, what we could really do with it. So first off, at number 2... the Lions are probably going to get number 1. I'm not sure if we stay number 2 the whole year. Maybe we fall to number 3. And that's the worst we would get to, in my opinion. I mean, the best. Well, it depends how you want to see it. But I feel like that's the least we could fall to number 3. And maybe the Jaguars win a couple more games and they're going ahead of us to number 2. Or for all we know, maybe even the Lions win and we get number 1. But I would say we're likely to stay at number 2 for the whole year. Just how things are looking right now. We're going to be talking about like players we could draft there and different scenarios that we could do. So first off, I'm going to talk about one of the better outcomes that will be for us. And that's if the Lions were to take maybe Matt Corral. I mean, I wouldn't see it. I don't think it's likely, but there's always that possible way where they say, hey, let's just take a quarterback. We really like Matt Corral, and I'm not sure if we could maybe trade up for him later. So let's take him right now at number 1. Or they go Evan Neal and just fix up their offensive line. I know they took Penny Sewell last year, but taking Evan Neal and taking another tackle, an elite tackle, wouldn't hurt. Just fix up the offensive line, maybe take a quarterback next year, or take Matt Corral this year, or who even knows? Maybe even take Aiden Hutchinson at number 1. Who knows? Maybe Kayvon Falls. I mean, that's obviously likely not going to happen, but that's like the least likely outcome. And Kayvon Falls to us at number 2. For me, that would be the best outcome for us of the draft, is that Kayvon Thibodeau falls to number 2. In my opinion, he's hands down the most talented player and probably has the most upside in this NFL draft. And that would definitely be the best outcome for us. And I'm going to talk about the second outcome right now. Second outcome, we're at number 2. Kayvon goes number 1 to the Detroit Lions. And number 2, there's a few players sitting for us. Maybe we decide to take Matt, or maybe we decide to look at Matt Corral. He's a potential option at number 2. Personally, I don't think we would. I think we would to 2023. But then there's also guys like Evan Neal right there, Derek Stingley right there, Kyle Hamilton right there, DeMarvin Leal right there. Who else? Aiden Hutchinson right there. Guys like that. And I don't feel like the Houston Texans would value any of them enough, at least for right now, what we've seen from any of them. I don't think any of them are like the consensuous number 2 pick right there. Like, if there is a consensuous number 2 pick, I would believe it's Evan Neal, but I'm not sure we would take an offensive tackle at number 2. Sure, offensive line is a big hole for us, but I just don't see us going Evan Neal at number 2 unless, obviously, we are to maybe trade Laramie Tunsil or we just have a big hole at right tackle. I'm not sure. But I would put it unlikely that I would take Evan Neal at 2. And I could see us trading down from number 2. Trade down from number 2, acquire some extra first. Who knows, maybe even 3 first-round picks. I believe the San Francisco 49ers traded 3 first-round picks to move up, I think, what was it? Like 8 or 9 spots or something like that. I think they had the number 12 pick or somewhere around there. And then they traded up all the way. So I can't even remember. I think it was number 3 where they took Trey Lance. It was either number 3... Number 4, I think, yeah, it was somewhere around there. But the point is, they traded 3 first-round picks to go up, 10 spots, 11 spots or so. And that's pretty crazy. 3 first-round picks? Those 3 first-round picks you could have traded for a known franchise guy, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. The 49ers could have traded for him, but no. They trade 3 first-round picks for a guy that they don't even know for sure is going to be good in the NFL. And if we could get an offer like that, 3 first to trade back from number 2, even if it's like a pick number 12 or somewhere around there, I'm all for it. 3 first-round picks for 1 high top 3 pick, I mean, I'm all for it. Especially if we know that team is not likely to be good the following years, so we would have other high picks and have 3 first. I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat, to be honest. But yeah, that's one outcome. And another outcome that I wouldn't be mad at, I guess, is taking Derek Stingley. He's one of the best cornerback prospects over the past couple years. I believe the last one was the Detroit Lions cornerback, Jeffrey Okudah, and then we all know what happened to him. I believe he tore his Achilles this season, and then last season he didn't have the best year. But in terms of being a good prospect, he was one of the best corners since, I believe, Jalen Ramsey. Or at least best cornerback prospects in the draft since Jalen Ramsey. And I could see Derek Stingley being better than Jeffrey Okudah in terms of being a better prospect. And he could probably end up being one of the better prospects since Jalen Ramsey. Stingley's hurt right now. He's not currently playing. He had foot surgery, I believe, like last month or something like that. So he's going to be coming off of surgery. But if he can improve a lot in his pro day and in his combine and all of that, hopefully he can boost his draft stock up, and then I could definitely see us taking him at number 2. Why not get a lockdown, shutdown corner at number 2 and just fix up the secondary? Like, I don't really see why we couldn't or why we shouldn't. Our cornerbacks right now, who do we have? Travier Thomas, Jimmy Moreland, Vernon Hargreaves we cut, and quite frankly, I don't really remember anybody else. Desmond King. And other than that, I can't name anybody off the top of my head. Our safeties are Justin Reed, Eric Murray, and Lonnie Johnson. I mean, Justin Reed is obviously the better one out of the pack, but even then, he's not like an amazing secondary or player in the secondary. So why not go get a superstar franchise type of cornerback in Derek Stingley at number 2? I mean, I believe that's also a likely outcome. That's probably one of the more likely outcomes in my opinion. Maybe Aiden Hutchinson or DeMarvin Leal shoot their draft stock all the way up to number 2. But as of right now, if the draft were to take place right now and Kayvon goes number 1 to the Detroit Lions, I could see the most likely outcome being us taking Derek Stingley or maybe even Kyle Hamilton. That's another scenario that could play out. We take Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safety prospects since, maybe Derwin James. And I think it was just an injury that knocked Derwin James off. He was supposed to be like a top 5, top 6 pick. And then an injury. He got hurt. I believe it was in the combine or something like that. And it knocked him down all the way to like the mid-teens to the to the Los Angeles Chargers. And that was kind of bad for him. But I mean, amazing value for the Chargers. And typically you wouldn't take a safety that high, especially at number 2. But if it's a franchise type of guy, like a guy that could put back there and he could play like pretty much everything that a safety needs to do. He's a good tackler, he's a good hitter, he's good in zone coverage, good in man coverage, good at tracking the ball down, he's a ball hawk, and he can do all of that. Why not take a safety number 2? He could lock down that deep zone, the deep coverage back. He could just do all of that. So why not take a safety number 2? But then I also get that, I mean, usually you don't take a safety number 2 and it wouldn't be the best value there. But I don't know. There's a bunch of different scenarios that could happen. Either you trade back, you take Evan Neal, which I believe is not the most likely, or Kayvon Thibodeau falls to number 2, which I also believe isn't that likely, or we take Derek Stingley or Kyle Hamilton. And really, other than that, I don't know any guy else that we could take at number 2. Matt Corral, I'm going to just say Matt Corral, he's an option. As I said, I don't believe we take a quarterback this year. I believe we could. There's 100% possibility that we could. But knowing Nick Caserio, I just think we rock with Davis Mills. Excuse me. We rock with Davis Mills for another season. But we'll have to see. But yeah, those are some of the scenarios that I believe can happen for the Houston Texans. Currently we're having number 2 pick, as I said. We could definitely go up to number 1, or we could definitely fall to number 3. And I don't see us falling past number 3. I don't see us getting the 4th pick. We're just too bad of a football team. If we lost to the Miami Dolphins, I know the Miami Dolphins just beat the Ravens, but Miami Dolphins, other than that game, they've been pretty bad this year. We've obviously been worse than them, but yeah. But that's pretty much the video. Let me know what y'all guys think. Who should we take at number 2? Should we trade back? Should we take Evan Neal? Should we go quarterback? Should we draft Stingley, Kyle Hamilton? Who should we take at number 2? But as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.